1. What are the benefits of silvopastoralism in livestock farming? Silvopastoralism is the interaction of the region's arboreal ecosystems with livestock, providing better quality production and more nutrients to the vegetation. It also contributes to the reduction of CO2 pollution and regulates the temperature of the cattle in the pastures. In the municipality of Natagaima in the south of the department of Tolima, we visited the Santa Lucia farm, a project developed for dual-purpose cattle ranching, a model of the silvopastoral system in the region. Within the livestock exploitation here on the farm, we want to give the environmental part and remove the heat stress of the animals and all of us in these areas where we reach 40 or 42 degrees. It is said that Natagaima is one of the hottest municipalities in Colombia. So we have been doing work like the one you can see, and we use a plant native to the area. As you can see, this is a silvopastoral pasture with pella, where we can observe the tranquility of the animals, and how the shade makes them be calm, eat when they want to eat and lie down. As you can see, when the animal lies down to ruminate, it is a state of satisfaction that it has. Here, we have tried to create these microclimates for the animals, so that they are in this way. The other thing is that in the pasture part, this makes the pastures grow faster, as we can see in their green colors. We are told by some experts who have come here that the pella gives a lot of nutrients to the soil. It is necessary to have cultural management. The pella is invasive, nobody can deny that. But as you can see, it can be controlled. In the silvopastoral project, it is important to plan the time and place of planting vegetation to ensure that the cattle in the rotation between paddocks always obtain the food with the nutrients necessary for their optimal development. Here we found a silvopastoral project that we were carrying out with Cior Tolima, who collaborated with us in this opportunity developed by the Tolima Cattlemen's Committee. There are 2 hectares, and from the 2 hectares we took out 12 paddocks. That is to say, paddock per hectare, to have a meat project, that every day we can rotate the animals, in such a way that after 12 days they return to the first paddock. As we can see, the trees are exuberant. Here the climate is not felt. It is extremely positive for the stay of the animals. These projects are the ones that we must advance in each of the farms. It is very simple. With 1 or 2 kilos of electric fence, the animal gets used to grazing and also to the permanent rotation. The latter makes the animal much more docile. There is no need to use a horse, no need to use a dog catcher, nothing like that. The animals see you at the door or at the gate and they all go towards you. Even for us to be able to tame the animals, to make them very docile, it is an alternative that we also have on the farm and that we can use. With the combination of the different forest resources of each region in the cattle herds, an economic and environmental balance is sought in cattle production and soil exploitation. We are in another pasture. I want to characterize it because the silvopastoral is being done by a tree that is also very native and medicinal for us, which is the guasimo. It is a tree in our region that is used to get all the wood for tools, for firewood for the kitchen, for all those parts. But we have used it very little in this new situation of talking about silvopastoral. So, in the background you can appreciate the amount of shade here where we are, the midday temperature and the freshness that it gives us. The second aspect is the generational replacement in the dairy cattle. As you can see, they are well characterized as F1 animals. These animals are from elite cows, 15 cows, and the mother of this animal gives us 20 to 22 liters. So, we offer the best conditions for them to develop, and as they say, genetics comes in through the mouth. If we do not provide this exclusive maintenance with all the guarantees to the animals, we are not going to expect milk. So that is what characterizes us. You can see, for example, in the background a Holstein animal. Then there is another one that is Jersey, cousin of the Jersey. These are more F1 type. Well, pringadas, as we say, chispiadas, either red, chispiado negro, what we call the rojo chita, el negro chita, and the rest of colors that gives us the F1. So, if basically the mainstay of the farm is milk, what we have to do is to have very well fed animals, very well bred, so that we can expect the generational replacement, and continue to provide the milk we need for the farm's expenses. One of the objectives of the Santa Lucia farm is to ensure conscious productivity and self-sustainability. Within the farm we manage the pasture project. And you can see that this pasture has several aspects. It has an intense green color, and the foliage is quite large and nutritious. So these are elements that guarantee us a good production, especially in nutrients. To have a pasture like this, first of all you have to do a total cleaning, not to find what we call weeds different from the grass. And in addition to this, we just make the cut. There are 2 fertilizers, one just cut, say the next day, second day, third day, approximately 1 or 1.5 bundle per hectare. If we have biological material, for example we use poultry manure licensed by ICA, from a production of poultry manure in the department, we add 1 or 2 tons to each hectare as a complement, to maintain the soil with enough organic matter to guarantee this type of pasture. This is a 6 hectares project. In these 1.3 hectares lot we have produced between 600 to 700 bales. So what have we noticed? It is very different to put the animals to pasture here, and it takes approximately 4 or 5 months to return to pasture. While if we cut every 45 days, we are doing that cut. That is to say, the production is intense. So, fellow cattlemen, with 1 or 2 hectares on the farm, we have a very large food potential, and we will never lack food on the farm. This is the observation that we make and that we recommend to all cattlemen in the region and in the country because, as we were saying, we only have 2 seasons, a very short winter season and a very long summer season. On the farm, we must have spaces and paddocks where we can supply the hay needed by the cattle on the farm. In our particular case, as you can see, we have an amount of hay that we are cultivating for the hard times that suddenly come in the summers. So, the call is for all of us to have this new dynamic of not risking all our capital for lack of food. Santa Lucia is a living example of the integral farm, with crops that do not involve livestock. The proper management of its citrus reserves and the use of clean energies make it a model to follow.